So,
Yes.
Denzel Washington, congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you.
This is like real history, especially with Sydney being here tonight.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You're the first since 1963.
Right.
What's that doing to your head right
Well,
now and your
know,
heart?
When I heard about Randy Newman, I was getting nervous. I was like, oh God, not 16 times. But what an honor it is just to be, first of all, just to be up there on the stage with him. You know, that whole presentation. He's such, as we all know, a class individual, and he's been a friend of mine for a long time. He's given me advice. The first one or two pictures that I made, he gave me very good advice about my career, and in fact was in an indirect way responsible for me doing the film Cry Freedom, because I was actually offered another film which he suggested that I would turn down since I didn't feel that good about doing it, although it was for a lot of good money. But I did turn it down and then got Cry Freedom, which was the first time I was nominated. So I'm in debt to Sydney in so many ways. I just love him.
But this idea of you now being a part of history,
Yeah.
has that gotten through to your consciousness
Because I'm a part of history because what?
Because you're the first since 1963?
To win for Best Actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now the first to have two, I guess, African-American actors, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know, as I said, oh, thank you. My cousin back there. I tell you, really, very much like the first time that I won, I was just very calm all day today. And in fact, I turned the TV on, I was watching the NCAA finals right up until 4 o'clock. My wife was going crazy. She's like, we got to go. I'm like, I'm trying to wait to see who's going to win. I just felt relaxed, you know, and I've been to the dance a few times, and I knew it was out of my hands, and, you know, I've done what I could do as an actor, and I just appreciate the fact that the Academy recognized me this time.
But this being a part of history, what's that like for you?
I don't know how much that's even sunk in yet, you know. I'm already a part of history, you know, in a lot of ways, and the whole thing with Sydney and all that. I mean, I'm just glad to know the man. For me, it's more personal, you know. There's a lot of talk about it and race and all of those issues, but my feelings for him I've had long before this became news, and I just feel closer to him now. I mean, I am in terms of awards, but just personally, I feel closer to him.
Good.
Number 150?
Denzel, here.
Number 150. What's up, Mr. 150?
How are you, man?
Okay.
Is it better the second time around?
You know what? I think it's more exciting or surreal the first time. I was just taking pictures with Holly Berry, and she doesn't know where she is. She's gone. She's out there. And yeah, and I know the feeling. When I won 10, 11 years ago, I ran into Kevin Kline because I think he had won the year before, and as soon as I went off stage, I was like, I just didn't know if I had actually won or if I just ran up there and, you know, it is surreal. This time it's a little, I just had a piece about me all week and all day, and I told my kids, win or lose, I'm gonna go home and hang out with them, and that's what I'm gonna do. After a couple of stops.
I think you give.
Number
Make one or two
212?
stops.
I think you give a new
212?
meaning to black by popular demand right now.
Black by popular demand. Well, you know what? People use the word movie star, and I like to say I'm hopefully an actor who's becoming more and more popular. You know, it's a craft. I respect the craft. I try to do my best work, and I'm really pleased and relieved to see that the Academy is recognizing people for their work, not just for the amount of money that's spent on a campaign. I think that's a good thing.
Denzel, hi. Congratulations.
Where are you? I can't. Where are you?
Back here.
Back there. Hey, how you doing? All
Good.
right.
Do you feel that, you know, one thing about this performance is that it's a total change of pace for you. It's your
Right.
first real villain.
Right.
And do you think that gave you an edge? People were looking at you as an actor in a way they'd never seen before?
I think so. I think, you know, had I played another, I don't know, another hero or real person, I think that playing this role did kind of shock people a little bit and show them that I could do other things. I didn't necessarily do it for that reason. I mean, you know.
You didn't do the role to win the Oscar.
I knew. Come on. I didn't think it was that type of role. And you know, I don't do any role for that reason. Certain roles have a certain, you know, vibe about them, like a Malcolm X or even the Hurricane. Definitely not Training Day, but, you know, it turned out well.
You've also just recently joined what's called Hollywood's $20 million club. Congratulations on that level this year with your first movie. now that you've won the Oscar, does that mean you get a bump in pay on that?
Well, none of us are worth what we get. I mean, so I just try to work hard. I don't get bogged down in how much and who makes more and blah, blah, blah. I've been blessed. I've been, making good money for a long time. And, when I started acting in college, I thought I was going to one day work on Broadway and make $650 a week, and that was good enough for me. My intention has always been to grow as an actor, to get stronger, to get better. And as a result, like I said, I've been recognized by the people and now being compensated in the way that I am. So I'm blessed.
Number 166 down in front here.
Right here.
Hey, what's that?
Hi, how you doing? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sidney Poitier's always talked about how he's captained his own ship throughout his career. How would you equate your career with that? Do you follow the same guidelines? I mean, he's pretty much called his own shots since the beginning.
Well, I think actors always have the ultimate power, which is the power to say no. I know one of the reasons I'm standing here today is for the roles that I didn't do, not so much for the roles that I've done. It may sound egotistical or whatever, but I think that we do have control over what we do, and if you compromise, you will be compromised. And I've tried to, have a certain level of integrity and credibility to the work that I've done, and it pays off on nights like tonight.
One other quick question, tagging along to that, is that you've always put a lot of effort in your roles that you've played. You seem to study the role. You spend a lot of time, whatever the character's going to be. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I feel like I have an obligation to the public. I try to work real hard, and they're paying their hard-earned money to come in to be entertained. And I'm being paid a lot of money to entertain. And even before being paid a lot of money, I just feel that, that's what I'm there to do. I can't do things in a half-hearted way. I try to work as hard as I can. And the audience knows that when they come to see me, they'll know that I'm working hard for them. And I'm giving it everything I got.
Number 118.
118, where are you?
Right in front.
Hey, how are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Along with this award comes a big responsibility, and yet you've said, I don't want this to be equated with a favor. I don't want it to look like, this gesture isn't about the work, isn't about acting. I loved your laugh at your acceptance speech. Can you separate the two, the pride in the work and the pride of what this represents?
What do you think it represents?
It represents an applause for you as an
Right.
actor.
Well, I think that's great.
A terrific part, and maybe an acknowledgement of a whole body of work saying, it's time. This adds on to the pleasure he's given us.
I've been nominated 5 times. I've won twice. And I think that speaks to, I guess, how people feel about my work. I take pride in what I do. Like I said, I work very hard. I've been recognized for it over and over again in many ways by the public and by the Academy, and that's all I do. I don't put too much on. I'm not really out there listening to what everybody's saying and what the issues are. I believe the universal stems from the specific, and my job is to do the best I can as an actor. That's what I do. That's what I concern myself with. How people respond to that, that's on them. I can't walk around asking everybody how they feel about what I'm doing. I won't get anything done that way.
Did that laugh
Number
in your
230.
acceptance speech mean you're still having fun doing what you do?
You know what? I had the most fun tonight. I came in tonight, and before I came, I read a little scripture from the Bible that talked about just sharing with others. That when you're in a position of opportunity, share with others. And I took that to mean just to, don't be so closed-minded and shut down and tight, but and just have some fun and talk to people. And I did, I went and shook some folks' hands in the crowd, the regular folks, and just had fun. I just felt very relaxed. I still feel relaxed, and turned out well.
Number 236 over here on the right,
236.
please.
Denzel, good
Yes,
evening.
sir.
Congratulations,
Hey, thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Long overdue.
Well,
What are you going to do with that Oscar?
put it next to my other one.
Where exactly?
In my house. I don't know. I'll ask the kids. We'll do it by committee tonight and find out what they suggest, where they suggest it should go. You know, we have sort of a trophy room in the house, so I guess that's where it'll go.
You got a lot of support to get this award. One of those was Julia Roberts. What was that feeling about?
Well, you know, I was hearing a lot from a lot of different people. I've been getting a lot of calls, and people are like, "This is your time." The old ladies who have dreams, and then they dream about this and that, and everything. I've been hearing from a lot of people, and you have to just kind of sit tight and put a lid on that because you don't know. You know, but obviously the feelings that people had they were genuine, and yeah, I'm happy. Yeah.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Yeah.
Number 66 and then number 111.
It's 66.
Right over.
Okay.
I just dropped my 66. I'm
sorry.
Anyway, tomorrow, most newspapers in America are going to make a big deal, not just about the achievements that you and Hallie have contributed, which are, of course, considerable, but I wonder, as an actor, having constantly, found yourself nominated 5 times, if you feel that because so much is going to be made of the race component, that this country has still a race problem, or if it has a race problem masquerading as a class problem, or what your thoughts are.
That sounds like a question for Randy Newman.
Well,
think about it. 16 times. Well, who does he blame? What would he say?
But
right? If on his 15th time when he lost, is that racism? Or
no, I'm not suggesting that. My question is...
What is your question? Number 66. What would you like to know? Turn it over. Make it 99. And ask the question again. No. All right. Go ahead, 99. Do I what?
Do
No,
you
seriously.
feel that there will be a time where we will not have headlines saying black actor wins? And do you think...
Well, do you write for a newspaper?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, then make sure it doesn't happen tomorrow. Just say actor wins.
That's very fair.
What a chance you have. What an opportunity. What an opportunity. All right. 99.
Denzel. Denzel.
Yes, where are you?
Over here.
Number 111 over here on the left.
Over to your left.
Oh, yes.
Hi. I'm 111 and
How
it's
you
the same both ways. So.
Okay.
A couple years ago, I sat down with you and Sidney Poitier and...
For USA, the 4 Seasons, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It was like one of the best interviews I've ever had the pleasure of having. And you at the time had a piece of paper that you had saved over the years from someone saying that you were destined for great things.
Mm-hmm. A prophecy, yes.
Right.
Did
you
I
have
still
that
have
with
it,
you tonight?
yeah.
Yeah?
I don't have it on me, but yes, I still have it. Yeah, a woman prophesied that I would preach to millions of people, and
And there you were.
Well, yeah, I guess she was right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. I just was wondering if you had it on.
Yeah, no, I don't carry it on me because it's kind of fragile now and falls apart, but I still have it. That was a wonderful day we spent with Sidney.
It sure was, yeah.
Class
Thank
act.
you, and congratulations.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Congratulations.